Put on your baseball caps and get out your megaphones because we've arrived at Best Director. Nominated this year are Thomas Winterberg for Another Round, David Fincher for Mank, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. All right, let's see who we all went with. Yep, Chloe Zhao. All right, she has swept the Golden Globes, the DGA Awards, the BAFTA Awards, and she's also, as we see now, the unanimous pick for Best Director on What to Watch, which some would argue is the most important win of all. So, Clarissa, I want to start with you. Why do you think Chloe will be taking home the award for Best Director on Hollywood's biggest night?
Because she's won everything. But seriously, her film has everything going for it. It's gotten universally positive reviews. It's won all of the precursors, the Globes, the BAFTAs, the DGAs. It's the first female-directed film to win the Globe for Best Picture. But besides all that, it's a technical masterwork. It's gorgeously shot. It's filled with natural performances from the whole cast, including Best Actress contender Frances McDormand. And the theme of the movie, I think, just resonated for so many. I know when I was watching it, it made me think, what's really important? What do we really need in life? What are we all working so hard for? Which I ask anyway. But I know I'm not the only one who felt that way.
I would say she has an amazing positioning too. She's coming off of an Indie, the writer that was beloved by everyone who saw it, which was a small but passionate group. And she's about to become a blockbuster director. She has Marvel's Eternals on the way, and as well as much more. And I think Hollywood is ready to anoint her in a major way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, this year, of course, it's a really big year for this category. For the first time in Oscar history, 2 women are nominated here, Chloe Zhao and Emerald Fennell. Chloe's also the first woman of color to ever be nominated for Best Director. And to top it off, she's the most nominated woman in a single year. She also has Best Adapted Screenplay, Film Editing, and Picture Nod. So quite decorated here. The only other woman to have won Best Director was Catherine Bigelow 10 years ago, wild to think, for The Hurt Locker. And we previously discussed why we think Chloe's going to take home the award. But how do you think having 2 women director nominees will impact the industry?
Well, I think it's a great thing for women directors in the industry. There were so many female contenders that didn't get nominated. I'm thinking about Regina King for One Night in Miami, Eliza Hittman for Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. So there was no lack of worthy nominees this year, or really any year. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that because of the pandemic, smaller, more intimate films had the opportunities to get seen this year. I mean, my worry is that it goes back to business as usual, next year, and the blockbusters return, and there won't be as much space for more subtle projects like this.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be no real change that we see from this. I mean, they like what they like. They never take a landmark and run with it. I mean, that's just what people, I think, need to separate themselves from in this race. This is not like a groupthink. They watch and they like what they like. I say it over and over again. In the circumstances of the race this year, like Clarissa's saying, it's an equalizer based on merit. And I think it's, largely what prompted this year. These movies were able to avoid the campaign machine in a really unique way that we haven't seen before.
Before we go to break, quickly here, Thomas Vinterberg, who was nominated for Another Round, I'm not sure many saw this one coming. What do you guys make of this nomination?
Well, we did not. Yeah, there was a bunch of all caps messaging between David and I when that name was announced. Because I think, David, I was actually saying to you, I think earlier in the week prior, we were like, do you know that there are some people who are saying that Thomas Vinterberg will get in? And we were like, ha ha ha.
Hello.
And then when he ended up getting in there, we were very surprised. But I mean, watching that film, that is a really, really good film. And it is a very well-deserved nomination. I am totally on board with him being in this category. That is a fantastic movie. It's one of my favorites of the last year for sure.
I think Joey just likes it because it took away Aaron Sorkin's spot.